Good morning, first cup in the morning. I'm your host, Adam.
And I am John.
And, starters off, looking like a beautiful morning. Yesterday was actually, I think this whole weekend was probably the nicest weekend I've ever seen in my whole life.
This weekend
It's pretty warm.
flew by.
Yeah.
And I'm not really excited about it.
I mean, it did fly by.
I'm really sad about that because I know that wrestling is going to be a bitch.
Yeah. Wait, do you have wrestling like every day of the week?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do that.
Would you bowl?
Oh, no. Okay, wait, hold on. That's the opposite. Hold on. Not that I couldn't. I wouldn't want to for wrestling because that's a lot of physical work. I bowl every day of the week.
See?
It's crazy.
But since I'm kind of getting like older, if that makes sense, I might grow like a little bit more. I'm probably stuck at it though. So I'm just like building tone.
No, yeah, building up muscle, yeah. Instead of trying to get taller, you're trying to grow wider.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that. That's good. That's what you need. If I did wrestling, I know I'm not gonna be growing much taller anyways. So if I were to do anything, it would just be trying to build up my width more than my length.
See?
Yeah, I'm the same way.
So with wrestling, I know you don't really know much about wrestling.
No.
But since I wrestle in very lighter weight, if you guys don't know, I'm a pretty light guy. I can wrestle in between 120 and 126.
That's not you weigh that little, bro?
Yes, sir. And so I'm going up against very small people, if that makes sense. Because think about wrestlers are like short and stocky.
That's true.
I don't
see any tall wrestlers.
I don't want to say like I'm tall because I don't think I'm
You're
tall.
You're not tall. I'm sorry.
But
you're not tall. You're 5'9"?
5'9".
So that's not that tall.
I'm tall for a wrestler wrestling 120 and 126. Because every wrestler I've gone up against were probably like Eli hand height, if I'm being real.
He's gotten taller, though.
But stocky.
I get what you're saying.
And then my first match, it was actually against a girl. Hey, it was my first match.
Why do they allow girl and guy on the same
on
the same like program? Like why wouldn't they just have girls only wrestle each other? And then guys separate.
I don't know.
It's cool that they're on the same team. I'm okay with that. That's like the same thing for every sport. For high school, you have a boys and a girl team. But wouldn't it make sense for them just to be separate and stay separate? Okay, hold on. Did you win or lose?
Oh, I was about to get into that. So it was my first ever match.
That means you lost.
No.
Oh, you
Let
didn't.
me finish the
story
here.
I'm sorry.
All right. So it was my first match. It was my first year. And I didn't really know a lot. And I remember Brandon Lloyd taught me this one move that I still use to this day. It was like you grab onto like their shoulders. It's like meat hooks, right? You kind of like pull down really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get like a double leg and you run up with like your feet. I did that to her. She landed on her back weird and she got a bloody nose.
How do you get a bloody nose from landing on your back?
Well,
like on the back of her head too?
It was more kind of like she was laying on her back and then side. So it was kind of like this.
They can't see that, but
yeah, you're right.
No,
you guys can't see. It was more like your hip, and her face just smashed.
Oof.
And then
that's what happens. She didn't.
The
complain,
ref
did
saw a bloody nose.
Did she complain? Did she?
No.
Okay, that's good.
This isn't over yet. The ref saw a bloody nose, so she gets all fixed and she wants to wrestle again, right?
Good.
I do the same thing, and I just kind of win.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I hate wrestling.
So I'm known as the kid on my team that gave a chick a bloody nose.
That's funny. Good for you. I hope you actually get built from this, because last year you didn't gain a fucking thing.
I was at a consistent weight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, you don't look different from this year than you did last year. Even when you started and didn't start and, like, weren't wrestling. You don't look any different. Wait, last year you weren't even wrestling for that long. You, like, dropped out for a bit.
I didn't go for, like, 2 weeks.
Yeesh. Come on, man. You're not gonna do that this year. You're gonna stick with it all season, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Good. That's perfect. We should try staying on top of that together. Since I have wrestling on the same day, or I have bowling on the same days as you, because bowling season is the same as the wrestling season. Starts the same day. Everything goes on the same day. So.
That's a workout.
Yeah, for you, not for me. Bowling's easy for me.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Bowl. You just use a ball.
Just bowl the ball. Well, you gotta have technique. That's the thing that most people don't know. When you bowl, when you think about, oh, you bowl, I could be on the bowling team. You could not be on the bowling team. I know you could, not you personally, but I'm saying if somebody's talking to me that way, I know that they couldn't be on the bowling team. Bowling takes technique, actual technique. You gotta know how to curve the ball. That's it. If you know how to curve the ball, you have a chance of getting on the team. But if you don't, you bowl straight, you're just bowling a straight ball, you have no technical stuff, you're just throwing it down the lane and say, oh yeah, I can bowl a 130. That's not good enough to be on the team. If you're not averaging 180s, you're not on the team. For varsity. If you average less than 180, you can't be on varsity. For JV, I think you could probably average 150 and you can make it on the team.
See, wrestling, there is really no, you get cut.
Yeah, you can get cut. You can get cut on the bowling team, too.
No, you can't get cut with
Everyone
wrestling.
makes it.
I think so.
But can't you be cut off the team, if you do something bad?
Yeah, that's with everything, though.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant. You
No.
mean cut at tryouts and shit?
No, there isn't none.
There's no tryouts?
Just
Well, we had
open mat.
tryouts. So if there's 20 people for the boys team, for boys that try out at the tryouts, you can't take all 20. We only had 14 boys bowl for tryouts. And that's perfect because technically we can only have 12 bowling, 12 on the team, 6 each. But we took all 14 because that's 2 extras for subs. If we need to put in a sub or some shit. 1 for varsity and 1 for JV. So that was perfect. I don't know about the girls team. There's a lot of girls that bowl, which is surprising. But they're not good. There's only, Carly McFarland, she's good. Abby Van Vagel, she's good. I can't think of any other girl bowler on the girls team.
Well,
That's good, because I don't know any of the other names, so I don't pay attention.
yeah, we don't.
But yeah,
No, with wrestling, we don't even have a lot of girls. We have 3.
that makes sense. What kind of girl wants to wrestle?
I don't know, man.
They have to dress up in them skin tight fucking clothing and wrestle guys.
Some just don't care, bro.
That's cool. That's good for them. I'm just saying, most chicks wouldn't want to do that.
You think that,
They'd probably get embarrassed.
I don't know for sure, because girls and boys, boys and girls' mindsets are just completely different.
That's for fucking sure.
And, we do think, I don't know. Boys just work differently than girls.
Definitely. Well, depends on. It could depend on anything. There are some there's some girls that grow up the same way as some guys,
Mm-hmm.
and so they will work the same. But most chicks won't work the same as guys. It's just impossible. You wouldn't be able to teach them worth your life either. It's so difficult.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like boys are meant for those things. Men.
I don't want to get sexist here,
No.
but I agree.
That's not sexist at all.
No, you're right.
That's biology.
I'm just saying, no, because look, I know plenty of chicks that are they're harder headed and
Dude,
harder working than my dad.
There's a chick in my weight class, or not in my weight class, but I know a chick that can hang clean 140, bro.
I'm not talking about strength. I'm talking about that mindset, too.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the mindset is they grew up on a farm or some shit. I didn't grow up on a farm, but I've got the mindset of a fucking hick. And I do all country stuff, and I'm all out there working my ass off. There's some chicks that do grow up that way, and they do that stuff.
Yeah.
My dad, he grew up in Charleston, Illinois, but he grew up when it was a farming town. Now it's a lot bigger, but it wasn't as big when he was living there fucking 50 years ago. So when he was living there, he grew up with a bunch of everyone there worked the same. We were the same people, chicks, nonetheless. His grandma grew up. His grandma and his grandpa grew up in a sod house. Do you know what a sod house is? It's made out of like dirt and it's basically a mixture of dirt and rock and grass and mud and stuff. My dad's grandpa grew up in one of those.
Okay.
That's how old my dad is. I'm just saying. But my grandma grew up the same way. Well, my dad's grandma grew up the same way. So his entire family are all hardheads, woman or guy. They're all like that. So I think that any kind of chick could be like. They just have to grow up that way. The chicks that don't grow up that way and try to switch over, they can't. They're nowhere near the same. So
I agree. And that's with everything. Everything is just a mindset.
Mhm. It's all about the mindset.
You know, you could be a millionaire with the right mindset.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I think if anyone is going to be a millionaire in Waterloo or be the most successful, Jack Schnabel, bro. And I'm saying that because he was literally doing his crypto shit in class.
He does cryptocurrency.
Yes, he does stocks.
That's not cryptocurrency.
I know, but he does like his stocks, his cryptocurrency, all in class.
Cryptocurrency isn't stocks.
I understand that.
I mean, you can invest in cryptocurrency, but
he's
that's not the same thing.
But he does that shit.
Does he actually do cryptocurrency?
Yes. I have literally looked at this kid's computer. I'm like, Jack, what are you doing? He has his computer, like the school one, and then he has his other one to like the fucking left. And he has like 20 tabs open of like stocks, cryptocurrency, fucking Uber Eats, and like
Cryptocurrency will make you money, but I don't trust cryptocurrency. I feel like cryptocurrency can go either way right now because it's an alternate way of currency, right? That's what cryptocurrency is. And it'd be smart to get into it now, but the chance is there's going to be a point in time in the next few years, maybe 4 or 5 years, where it's going to be a 50-50 shot. Either in the next week at that time, it's going to go down and it will never be a thing ever again. It's just never going to take off. Or it's going to be the other 50-50 chance by that week where it's just going to take off. That's going to be everything. I don't want to be in that much of a risky situation. I rather rely on stocks, just the stock market value of what it is right now and how it works right now. I rather rely on that because that's the way my dad made so much money like he has right now. But because I trust that more. It would be a big risk, and that's what you got to do in life. You got to take risks. But cryptocurrency is just not. It's pretty confusing too. It's a lot more confusing than stocks.
What's your opinion on Dogecoin?
Dogecoin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! I remember Dogecoin when it came out. My dad didn't want to invest into it or take into Dogecoin, because he knew it wasn't gonna take off at that time, and he was in for it for the money right away. He wanted to get it right away if he were investing to a different account, like Dogecoin would have made him to. So he didn't, and now look where it is. If he had just put in a little bit of money, he would have been making some money. But the thing about Dogecoin over the last however many years, it's been going up and down like significantly.
Really?
Like it was something that I read where you put in like, say you put in $100 for Dogecoin, the next year the value would have been at like $30. Then the year after that, the value went up to like $120, and then the year after that, which was like 2-3 years ago, you had 100 at the beginning. Your 100 would have been like at fucking 20. Like you would have lost so much fucking money. Like let's say you put in 10 grand. If 100 made you go down to 20, what do you think 10 grand would have made you go down to? Pretty less. You would have been losing so much fucking money. But then, like 2 or 3 years, shut the fuck up. 2 years ago, Dogecoin like went up real high or some shit, and your $100 would have been at like fucking 10 grand or some shit. Your 10 grand could have been at like 100 grand. It was crazy. But that's the thing why my dad didn't trust it. He would have lost so much fucking money in that matter of time.
That whole like.
And he couldn't wait because he's got kids. You know, if you got kids, it's not smart to invest in those risky shit. If you're young, you ain't got no one to look after, like me, then yeah, cryptocurrency, Dogecoin, all those risky fucking things, go for it. What do you got to lose? I mean, I get that. I just don't want to. I don't know. It's just still too risky for me. I wouldn't want to.
Gambling, man. And
I don't care if I'm making a hell of a lot of money. If I'm making enough money right now at stocks the way I am, then that's good enough for me. I mean, hell, like I said, I invested in the Logitech when it was really fucking low. It was like $30 a share, and I invested in maybe like 10 shares, 11 shares. I put about. So I put in about what? How much is that? 10 times 30 is 30,000. So, or 3,000. Wait.
10 times 30.
Yeah.
3,000.
Something like that. Anyways, I'm not good at math, but I made about 3,500 bucks in the last couple of years just from Logitech, and that's pretty good. Saying that, like, if I was an adult and I had like 20 grand to spend on stocks, and I put in about half, 10 grand into Logitech, I'd be rich right now. And the highest that Logitech would have went up to, or it already went up to like 120 from 30. That's $30 to 120 bucks. And this is not like Dogecoin where that's how much it would have been worth. That's how much more times whatever it was at. So going from 30 to 120 is a fucking lot.
Alright, yeah.
It's just going to keep going up. Right now it's at 80, and I'm waiting for it to go back down anywhere near 50. Like if it's at 60, I'm going to invest more. Anywhere near 50, I'm going to invest so much more into Logitech because it's going to go fucking high. And I'm ready for it. My brother saw into it when it first, was kind of making its debut, and we invested into it pretty fast, and now we're making some money. And
So,
I think it's smart if you ask your parents to get into fucking stocks. I know your dad's in stocks.
Yeah.
Ask your dad; he'll let you.
I've read.
He wouldn't let you? That's ridiculous. I think he should.
I gotta wait until I'm 18.
You gotta wait till you're 18, but then it's too late.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a hell of a lot harder. It's been really easy. It's gonna be real easy for me when I'm 18. Or it's gonna be easier. Same. By the way, if you did start investing now, there's gonna be a company. For all you folks out there that may be listening, there's gonna be a company that's gonna be skyrocketing. I think. Me and my brother, me and Jacob, both think that it's gonna go up high. You know what that is? FaZe Clan.
Oh, yeah. 110%.
Yeah, man. FaZe is making enough money right now that they're going to become a stock.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to become a stock company. And the second that they debut, it's going to be like next year, right when next year starts, to 2022. And we're going to invest into it right when they come out. And they're going to go high. I know they will. It's a video game company. They do shit all the time, like fucking all the new generation stuff.
So how much?
That's perfect.
I don't know if you want to say, but how much do you think averagely you're going to put in?
Well, I don't know yet for certain because I don't know how much it's going to be right when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
They could be offering like $100 a share immediately when they come out. I hope that's not the case because that's too much. I'd only be able to buy maybe like 5 shares, putting $500.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to, but I could do that. If I really want to, since I probably shouldn't say I've got a considerably a lot of amount of money in my investing account. I could put in a good amount, more than $500 if I really needed to. If FaZe is asking for $100 a share, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Because even Logitech was a big video game company now, or tech company. They started at like fucking 20 when they first came out. I invested into it when it was 30. So if FaZe starts out that low, I'm going to put in a hell of a lot because I think that's going to go up.
Listen, I completely agree. FaZe Clan is doing something different.
I don't even watch FaZe. I don't even fucking watch
They're the
them.
first, like, I want to say, I guess you call them official, like, Call of Duty gaming clan to become a stock.
It's a clan, right? Yeah.
Think about it.
That's crazy.
There was, like, 4 people who were
started
just
it.
like, hey, yo, let's just play Call of Duty and, like,
See what happens.
Yeah,
and look
and
what
see
happened.
what happens. It's a fucking stock now. So you know what's probably gonna happen now? We're gonna see Sidemen start doing like.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you.
That shit.
But it's gonna be groups.
Optic,
It's gonna be groups. I don't think it could be like single person channels. And accounts. I don't think it
you're
could
right.
Be.
But
like PewDiePie, I don't think he'd be able to start it.
Oh, PewDiePie's invested.
He's invested, but that's like every adult. Every adult has invested. I'm just saying, like PewDiePie, I don't think he could start his own stock market or stock company. I don't think he could.
Well,
and get himself into the stock market. People invest in him
PewDiePie
because he's got merch. That's like all he has going.
He has merch, but he also has a team, and that is his merch.
He's got a team.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like his merch team.
That's the merch team. That's the merch team. They're not put out. I mean, like, see, FaZe Clan, they're a whole group.
Yeah.
And they all do different stuff, and people invest into that. That's what their market's going to be, because each individual person does a lot or does a certain thing, and that all combines together for the whole group, and that's enough for people to invest into. PewDiePie is a one-person man. He is a lone person YouTuber with 110 million subscribers. He wouldn't be able to start a company. I don't think he could.
Well, he's like, no, screw him. Let's get Jack in it, Mark in it, Cementos.
That'd be pretty fucking hard for them all to join together like that.
No, that's saying that would never happen, because I don't even think PewDiePie would want to do.
I don't think any of them would want to. They respect each other. All of them are really good friends, but I think they respect each other enough. As like, this is our own thing. They're doing good. They're happy with their life.
I think we're gonna see more of this.
Definitely, the Sidemen, like you said, I think that could definitely become a thing.
I think we're gonna see.
But I don't know any other groups. Game Grumps would be my next thing, but they don't do well enough to probably do that.
Yeah.
They're only at 5 million subscribers, and they've been on YouTube since 2012, which is more than 10 years, or about 10 years. So.
To me, it's crazy that FaZe Clan just started off as 14 teenagers just playing Call of Duty and turned into a fucking stock.
It's crazy, I know.
When
you get to be an adult, I mean, my dad will gladly teach you about stocks. He's not going to get you going into the stocks, because if your dad says no, obviously we can't break that. We're not allowed to just do it ourselves. But my dad will gladly teach you everything he knows about stocks. About the stock market, how to gauge, how to read what's going to happen next, because that's what's most important. When it goes low, don't sell. Never sell when it's low. Invest when it's low and sell high. But you can't sell so high. You can't sell, when it's just medium. When it let's say you went up from 30 to 120, like Logitech did. The second that it broke 120, there's some people out there that would have sold and taken that money back. They wouldn't have made enough. That's only making they put in 10 grand, went to 120, however much they made, they would have taken that and run. But then, what if it went up higher? They missed out on that. If it went up higher than 120, it could have gone up to 150. They would have made that much more money, and it would have just kept going up and down.
So, do you think that FaZe Clan is going to do super good, or do you think it could possibly flop?
It could be 50-50.
Because, we're talking about risks.
I think it could be 70-30, bro. I think they got a pretty good chance of making it.
I agree, because
look, they've been... How long has FaZe been around?
They have, it's been about...
Again, I don't watch them, so I don't know.
I think it started in about 2010, 2011.
That's pretty early. Yeah.
Alright, but the thing is about that... They have a Call of Duty team.
Mm-hmm.
They have a CS:GO team.
Mm-hmm.
They have multiple of other teams. I'm pretty sure for other games.
Mm-hmm.
So think about it, like a Fortnite team. They have all these leagues in these games.
Right. That's why they're making so much, and that's why they're able to do this.
And what you said, that's why they have so many players, is because they have so many players or their team is recognized by so many games.
Mm-hmm. They get sponsored by the hell of a lot of shit too.
Oh yeah,
they got a hell of a lot of sponsors.
It's crazy.
I couldn't tell you how many times esports or an esports team, like a video game teaming company, how they've probably sponsored FaZe. I don't know how many times, countless times.
G Fuel. I don't know if you ever heard.
Yeah.
G
Definitely.
G Fuel. Is that a good stock?
I don't even know if it's a stock.
You don't think so?
It probably is. I don't know.
If
it is, I don't think it'd be enough to make a lot of money. Here's the thing about stocks that some people don't get. There can be a good enough company, let's say that you were the owner of G Fuel. You'd be rich right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course you'd be fucking rich. You invented this company, you invented this drink thingy or whatever. Now you got all this shit. That makes you rich because you're the lead guy. It makes you, if you work for that company, you're going to be making a lot of money. Yes. But now, if you put that into a stock, it might not necessarily do the same. Just because the company is such a big company, you're rich because of the company. It doesn't mean that the stock's going to do any better because the stock doesn't work in your favor. Some companies, if you have a stock for that company, it doesn't work in their favor. Like Steelcase. Steelcase is this thing is a company that makes like fucking
knives, right?
What?
Knives?
No, not knives, but it's metal stuff. They make you know what cubicles are?
Cubicles?
Yeah, for like one of those office jobs and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
They make like all office supplies and things like that. They're a fucking rich ass company, obviously, but they don't do good in the stock market. It's not something that's good to invest in. It's just there's just some stocks that work out that way. So they're at like $8 a share. That's pretty fucking cheap, and it's only because that the stock doesn't work in their favor. It doesn't help their company. They thought it'd be a good idea to fucking put their company out on the stock market. And there's some companies that just can't do that because it doesn't work in their favor. There's plenty of fucking revolutionary companies that you've heard of that aren't even in stocks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just how that works. But FaZe is a different story. I think FaZe will definitely make it.
You know, it's just, to me, it's crazy. I used to grow up watching them a lot because I had a console when I was younger, so I had access to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
One of my first games was Call of Duty, Black Ops. So at a very young age, I got to know what clan was. And seeing them build up to a stock, to me, that's just crazy.
That is weird. Again, I still don't... I'd never watched them. You know what's weird? You just mentioned that you had a console, so you were able to watch YouTube and shit. When I first got... Are you talking about, like, Xbox 360?
It was a 360.
Yeah, that's crazy. When I first had my Xbox 360, me and Jacob both didn't know that there was a YouTube or anything on that. We never checked for the apps. We just thought it was only for video games. That's how out of the loop we were.
Back then, I don't know if anyone will remember this. I don't know if it was Netflix or YouTube. Might have been both. But they took this off of Xbox privacy thing, where it would show you what they were watching on Xbox. So let's just say XX Calibus in my ass XX is watching Game Grumps. And I would say the title. Really cool. I don't know why that they removed that.
Well, because people don't want to be seen watching some stuff, I guess.
I guess.
That's giving away privacy.
I just always thought that was the coolest feature, though. And it got taken away at a very early
it makes sense, though.
Stage of Xbox.
I think that makes sense.
It makes sense, but I miss it, man.
What the fuck did you use it for? Just so you can know what other people are watching?
Yeah, I'm a really nosy guy.
Okay, that's not good, but okay.
You
were how young?
Oh, probably about 9.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
10. Everyone just saw me watching Sky Does Minecraft videos, bro.
Did you ever watch Stampy Longnose?
Yes.
Was that your top Minecraft?
I'll tell you my top right now. So my number 1 is Sky Does Minecraft.
I don't even know what that is.
Sky Does Minecraft, fucking banger Minecraft YouTuber.
I only watched the really most popular ones that everyone knew about, like fucking Dan TDM and shit like that.
I never got into Dan TDM, but I got into Stampy though. Stampy, I was really big into his survival world, into his Hunger Games.
He got real famous off them Hunger Games ones. Real famous.
It's been 3. I think his name is ASF Jerome.
I don't know.
It was either AFS or ASF Jerome. I'm shocked you don't know like the whole group. You know Beijing Canadian is?
No. I never watched a lot of individual YouTube channels.
Damn. After this, I need to put you on.
You gotta show me?
Yeah. Yes, I think that's only right.
Like I said, I never got into the whole console YouTube shit until the ball was.
So did you watch like popular MMOs?
What is that?
Bro, you don't know what popular MMOs is?
like an MMO game?
No, it's a YouTuber. Minecraft
Fuck that.
YouTuber.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Never heard of him.
Damn. So you only heard of like Danchi,
Dude, I've only heard of so many people. I don't. My biggest childhood on YouTube. I got into YouTube really late. I didn't get into YouTube right when I got my console. Dude, I got my console really late, dude. I never got into YouTube for a long ass fucking time. I was probably like, maybe like 10 or 11 years old when I first knew about like what YouTube was. And it's been out for 6 years by then. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even get my console till I was in like maybe the end of 5th grade before 6th grade started. Never had a console or anything like that. I never had video games or shit like that when I was little.
Yeah. See, I guess that's one thing that I'm happy about that I did get to live for was having my Xbox, because that Xbox, dude, I love games.
I will tell you that we are the last generation that had that best of a childhood.
Oh, yeah, Nintendo DS and the DS.
All this great shit came out. I mean, hell, don't get me wrong.
The Wii.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. Like I've said this before. I'm an old man. I love the old generation. I would have loved to grow up in that time. But hell, our childhood was the best of anyone's. We grew up right when that shit came out. DSs came out. Fucking all the iPads, iPods came out. That was before it was so big and everyone was like standing there on their phones and shit. That wasn't even a thing and they were still out. Consoles came out. Well, consoles came out in the 90s, but I mean, like the good consoles, like 360, PlayStation 4. That was the good stuff. All that stuff was really revolutionary.
PS2, bro.
Hell yeah. I've played PS2. I'm an Xbox guy though, so I've played Xbox 360, and Xbox One.
So my first console, another on topics of consoles, was a PlayStation 2. I didn't know. It was the original Xbox. I can't count it up because it was with my dad. So the first game and console I played on by myself was a PlayStation 2, Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Kingdom Hearts poster right there.
I know. I love it. I went to the mall with you to go get that.
Yeah.
It's great.
And that was one of the first games I've actually ever played. So,
how old is Kingdom Hearts?
I think dude.
'Cause that one's pretty new. That's the new Kingdom Hearts.
Is
there multiple games?
Yes, I think there's I don't want to say because I don't want to be.
But I didn't know how old. I don't know how old Kingdom Hearts actually is. I didn't know it was that old.
If I had guessed, probably about like 2002.
That's pretty old for that kind of game. I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, look it up.
So on this podcast, we try to not use our phones a lot.
But hell, I mean, you gotta know the facts.
Yeah.
we just gotta look it up. Kingdom Hearts.
How old is Kingdom Hearts?
You play that
it's
on the
19 years old.
Oh my god, that is old. But for like a video game like that,
when did Kingdom Hearts come out?
that's crazy. And you played that on the PS2?
March 28, 2002. Yes.
You played on the PS2. Wow.
I can look up how many Kingdom Hearts games are there.
Oh my god.
13.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot. That's surprising. I mean, for the type of game that
I
it is.
didn't even know that there were. I was gonna say like 8 or something.
Is it like still the same kind of concept? It's like Disney and shit. What is Kingdom Hearts like mainly about? Disney stuff, right? Having different Disney characters and stuff.
No, a lot of people don't really understand.
I never played it, so.
So, it's a Disney game, right? But at the same time, it's not a Disney game. It just, Disney gave like permission to make it. So they were like, all right, let's make kind of like a Final Fantasy game.
Okay.
But
yeah.
Kind of Disney and badass.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense, cartoony.
I get that.
And you travel to different worlds, like there's a Beauty and Beast world.
Yeah, you travel to different settings in different movies that are from different movies and shit. Yeah, I get that. And
basically, you're just trying to. Each one is different. Like the first one, you're trying to save some girl. I forgot, it was like his crush or girlfriend. I don't know. she got taken by these black things, and
Okay.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't
she
get
basically just gets impregnated.
Right.
No, no, it's a good game though.
I believe you. But anyways, back to that. You started on PS2. That was the first ever console you
It was
ever
the
played.
first console I ever played on.
So now, for me, the first console I ever played on was the Nintendo 64. And that was awesome. That opened up my eyes to video games. But the thing was, when I started playing the Nintendo 64, by the way, where I played it wasn't at my house. I didn't own one. When I was in real young grade school, both of my parents worked at the time, so they both got home at like 6 o'clock, and you get out of school at like 3, so I had to go to after school care at Powerhouse, and Powerhouse is such a good fucking place. I wish that every child had a after school care like this. It wasn't like you sit there and you're in this fucking playroom and you just kind of do shit. No, this is like we got to do so much shit at this place. They had a big old soccer field. They had football. You could do anything. You could. They had a snack bar. They had so much. This is not a place just for young grade school kids. It was also for high school kids. It was so damn cool. Well, anyways, when I was there in like young grade school and went there, they had an upstairs place and they had like foosball. They had a bunch of Matchbox cards, Legos, anything that a kid could want. A running area to fucking run around, play like a little bit of dodgeball, like in a small area. And then they had the one old fucking little tiniest fucking box TV ever, from like the 80s. And we had a Nintendo 64. They had a Nintendo 64 hooked up to it, with the greatest games for a kid. The only game that they didn't have was Zelda.
But they had Mario, right?
They had Mario.
Okay.
But the Zelda things was for a certain reason. You can't just show little kids all that stuff sometimes. But Mario, they had Paper Mario. Paper Mario was the fucking greatest. And they had Wave Racers. They had a lot of good games. I don't remember all the other ones, but the main childhood when I first started playing that Nintendo 64 up there was the Paper Mario shit.
So you just brought back a fucking memory.
It's so fucking fun. I love that game.
So
I wish I had it.
Before I got like a monitor,
Uh-huh.
I had a box TV.
Yeah.
And it was so old you could use a VGS tape.
VHS.
Or a VHS tape.
VGS.
Sorry.
Bro,
VHS.
how old are you, bro? Come on.
And I was playing Modern Warfare 2 on a box TV screen for like the rest of like probably till I was like 10 to like 13, and I was dogging on fucking kids. Like I shit you not, my cousins. You can ask like my fucking mom. My mom or my cousin were like, dude, this kid's too fucking good, bro.
on a box TV. And everyone else is like, bro, you trash, you play all the best shit, and then you're like, bro, I'm on a box TV,
did
bro.
have an HDMI. I had the 3 fucking wires, cuz the yellow, white, and the red that did nothing. What the fuck did the red do?
I don't know.
It did nothing.
It added like better probably graphics. I like the resin of it.
I only used the yellow one because that's what ejected it or projected it. Projected it, and the white one was for the value.
Yeah, the sound, the audio.
Yeah.
The red one I think was just for the graphics. I don't know.
I don't know.
Or for the whole thing not to blow up. I don't know.
But that's crazy how I think it's crazy that I fell in love with games on like literally the shittiest.
I fell in love with stuff with the oldest kind of technology, but we made it work, and that's what made it fun.
Oh yeah, dude.
So we can look back at that now. That's crazy.
I was playing Black Ops 2, which is actually a fair new game in 2012. I was playing Black Ops 2 on the box TV. And I remember, you probably don't know what this is, but I hit my first trick shot.
Yeah, I know what a trick shot is. I'm not fucking retarded. So
basically, I did like a fucking 720 instant swap titty neck. I'm fucking nuts.
Well, I don't know what that
is. But I hit a shot, and the first thing I say is squeaker me. Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh my god, I finally got the shot.
I was like, dude, it took me fucking 3 months to hit this show on box TV. Then eventually my dad got a monitor, and so he gave me his old one that my sister has now. Because we traded monitors because I was straight up to my sister. I was like, Grace, can I please have the bigger one? She was just like,
Fine.
and I think it was for streaming too.
Huh. Well, we grew up with very different playing like kind of childhood. So everyone grew up with a DS. I get that, but when you got like a console, you immediately went to Call of Duty and like shoot 'em up games. That's cool.
Yeah, and
I didn't.
I personally, a part of me is just like that wasn't good on my end.
That's okay. No,
but
that is good. That's great.
Nothing was worse. Was 20. I was in 6th and 7th grade. I did no fucking school. I was basically a middle school dropout.
Yeah, basically.
All I did that whole year was play Fortnite.
Oh God, have mercy on me.
And that kind of fucked up my education a little bit. Not gonna lie, because I kind of just skipped 6th grade, skipped 7th grade,
Went straight into 8th grade with
went
me.
straight into 8th grade. I met you. You were like, this kid's fucking retarded, and we clicked.
Basically.
Now we're doing a podcast, man.
Yeah, man. But anyway, yeah, still back on that video game thing. I never played shoot 'em up games. My first technically console that we owned was a Wii. And that was a long time ago. This Wii was from like 2000 and it was a fairly new Wii. It was like a 2000. No. Sorry, not the Wii itself. The Wii itself was like a 2002 kind of thing. And then we got this. The first game that we got on it was fucking Mario Kart. Original Mario Kart Wii, which is like a 2008 game. And that was like the first thing I played, and I beat that shit. I spent all my time, anytime I played a console before I got my 360, I was on that Wii and on the Nintendo 64 at the Powerhouse, trying to beat fucking Paper Mario, and like every single day I'd have to get back to that spot in Paper Mario and go farther. Same thing with fucking Mario Kart Wii. I fucking finally beat all that, but I finally beat all that shit, and then we found, the neighbors, they finally moved there, and we had fun with them when we were young, and we found out that they had like all this high tech shit because their parents are rich. You know the Baldwins, Mitch and Max, they got a hell of a lot of money, and they had all the new stuff. We didn't know anything about it. We saw the Xbox, and you're like, what is this?
That's crazy.
We didn't know that, and we were a lot later to it. We met them when I was in like I said, the end of my 5th grade year.
When
it was crazy. We knew all about that stuff then. It was awesome. We finally got through 16 shit.
When I lived in Morton, there was this girl named Sydney. She had DS and I had DS, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, by the way, we would all spend our time in a group, in a circle, joining Mario Kart games and playing
this
fucking
This
Nintendo
is where
DS
where it's going to go. So me and her, I was probably about like 11, 12.
Mm-hmm.
We snuck off to go to the junior high, not in like a romantic way at all. It was just to play Mario Kart.
Fuck it, yeah.
So, my parents were fucking worried shitless because there was a rule. You probably heard of the rule. You must be home when the streetlights turn on.
No, because I never lived in town.
Really?
I've always lived out in the country.
Well, that was a big rule. And apparently me and this girl Sydney were like, fuck it. We're going to go... And like the junior high is like probably like a 0.5 mile walk. And we were like 12. We had no reason to walk to the junior high, but we were just like, fuck it.
Why did you have to go to the junior high?
We just walked there.
But why did you have to go to the junior high
to
play Mario Kart? You just wanted to?
We just wanted to.
I mean, I think cool.
It was... Okay. I think it was because
a good place to meet up or some shit.
There was a carnival that was getting built there. I think we just wanted to sit there and just look at the shit.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's a better scenery than just
I don't know why.
No, I get it.
But like,
and when you're a kid, you want to go out and walk somewhere. You don't want to stay in one place.
Yeah, we didn't want to go to bed.
Right now, you know where we're at. We don't think about. No, I don't want to walk over there. We think let's just stay here. But when you're a kid, you want to go somewhere. You say, screw this place, I'm bored with this place. You only been there for like 5 minutes. You wanna go somewhere else.
Especially when you're like 12 and like I said, my mom didn't really care. She let me be a boy.
I get it.
But that one rule is come home before the street lights. It's
Come
like
home at
9
dark.
p.m. during
In
the
the
winter
summer.
time.
In the summer.
Oh no, it was summer. Yeah,
During
it was
the summer. Yeah.
And you know, I come home, and like my dad's just like, dude, where were you? And I was like, I was just like sitting. My mom was having like a panic attack and shit. So she made me the next morning walk to her house and apologize to her mother for scaring them. Apparently for having her daughter stay out too late
Playing Mario Kart.
playing Mario Kart.
Ain't nothing wrong with that though.
And like I look back at that, that's a fucking memory, bro.
Fuck that. Yeah.
And like the funny thing is, I didn't even go up to like her fucking door. Like my mom was like making me and shit. Fucking my dad woke up and he was just like, "Hey, did you do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right." My mom did. My mom comes in. Did you do it? And I was like, "Yeah." My mom wanted me to go there. Like she wanted to come with.
Oh.
And then my dad intervened.
And said.
And it was like, nah, man, he like he did, bro. And
You
then
did you actually?
No,
do it?
I
you
didn't.
You know.
If you're listening to Sydney, I know you remember that memory of us sneaking off to junior high playing Mario Kart.
That's crazy, bro. That's awesome.
And like now I'm thinking about it, we were just being kids, bro.
I never had like that shit where I could go to my friend's house and just go walk somewhere, walk around town, or walk around the neighborhood. I couldn't do that. But I did have memories on the bus, where my bus was fucking crazy.
See,
My bus was fucking crazy when I was little, because I had a lot of older kids on that bus, but they were also like junior high older, and I was like what, 3rd through 5th grade, and we all got our DSs, and first day people that could get on Mario Kart, they're the ones that played that round. You know, that was my childhood on the bus. That's the closest that I got to that. But then when I started getting into junior high, obviously when I was like 6th grade, I didn't ditch the DS because I still have all my shit. I just kind of stopped playing it, and that's when I finally got into like Xbox and console shit. And that stuff changed. But I never played with anybody. I literally only played by myself because I was one of the fucking loner kind of video game kids because I never really cared for video games as much. But when you're young, you can't help it. So I just played like racing games, Minecraft, of course.
Hydro Thunder.
Hydro Thunder? Dude, fuck
Hydro
yeah.
Thunder.
I had Hydro Thunder,
N
Meat
Plus.
Boy, N Plus, Super Meat Boy.
Oh my gosh.
I had a couple of, I had like trials, like motorcycle games. I had a lot of racing games in general.
Do you have
I also had
any
I had Saints
demos?
Dude, most of the games that I had on my Xbox were demos.
Oh,
I never had full games unless I bought them.
Man,
That's
and
what all
like,
those shit was.
There were so many demo games.
But it was kind of better because like you strive to beat the demo part.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also stuff that you kind of remember. Like if you were to buy it now, it wouldn't have been as fun. And like, well, now I actually have all of it. It's like nah. It makes more sense to like buy a full game like disc. I never liked buying games on the Xbox. I thought it would only be cool to have the disc. So that's what I did. I bought Minecraft disc. I bought Saints Row disc. I bought all my racing games were discs.
See, it just feels right to digitally download.
I get that, but what if you lose your Xbox? It's probably on your account, so actually.
Yeah. So,
but I don't know. It makes sense now, cause now, but
back then you couldn't.
I still go to fucking like V-Stock and buy video games if I'm looking for one, but right now I don't look for any. I don't play my Xbox anymore. I haven't been on my Xbox seriously and played since last year.
There's only been one game that I've been seriously playing.
It's Rocket League.
No, I'm banned from Rocket League.
Forever?
For 3 days.
Oh, well then, so yeah, Rocket League.
I just been playing a lot of COD.
Really?
Going back to my old roots.
Actually?
But I know once wrestling starts, I'm just gonna wrestle, shower, go to bed, school,
Wake up, do the same
shower.
thing.
Yeah, school, shower, wrestling, go bed, repeat.
Wake up, take a shower, go to work all day, come home, go to sleep. Wake up, take a shower, go to school.
And that's the mindset I'm getting to. I'm seeing this as like a job. Like it's just like, all right, I gotta do
school.
it.
You know what? School in general is a fucking job. That's why it's. I feel like whenever I go to work, sometimes I do think like, I just want to get this over with, and I'm only working like 4-hour days because like for my job I only got so much daylight to work. I'm only working like a 4-hour thing as my longest day, but I think that way because, and then sometimes in my mind I'm like, no, this is shit. When my dad had a job, for people that actually have jobs, they get up and work like 13, 14-hour days. This is nothing. But then I think it's like, yeah, but they don't have school that they got to go to. We have school that we got to get up early for and sit there in a fucking classroom listening to a boring-ass teacher talk. And then we come home. And then for a high schooler, you need to have a job or you should have a job. And then after that, you got to go straight to a fucking job where for me, you got to do physical labor.
And they expect.
And then I'm like, okay, well then it makes sense for me to feel this way towards my job. I don't hate the job. It's just that I just want to go home and sleep. I already had a full-ass day at school. That's a full day for a kid.
Then you got your sports, you got your bowling going on.
You know, fucking adults tell me like I couldn't do what you're doing. I could right now from where I am. Like most adults tell me this, I couldn't do what you're doing from where I am right now. I'm a grown adult and I wouldn't be able to go to school and then go to work. I have to do one thing and that's it. I'm like, you can't do that to a kid. But I think that I need a job. That's how I make money. And I want money as a fucking kid. So.
Would you ever lose your sport over your job?
No. Because bowling was a real game changer for me, bro.
Really? Can we talk about how bowling changed your life?
Well, for when I was little, I don't know how small I was or how young I was, but the first ever sport that I played, because my parents wanted me to do something, because they got a hyper ass kid, you gotta have them do something. That's why most kids do soccer when they're young, or baseball. So I started with soccer and I played that for like 4 years, and I was in like fucking kindergarten. And I played that for 4 years. After that, I did not want to play soccer anymore. I fucking hated it. I found baseball. And Avery Pepper, he played baseball, so we played on the same teams and shit. And I had to do everything with my brother. I had to do everything with my fucking brother. So, then we went into baseball. I got out of baseball like immediately. That was even worse than soccer. I fucking hated baseball. I only played it for like a year and I got immediately out of that. My brother kept playing. He still plays. And then Avery, he went from baseball to soccer. And he did baseball to soccer a year or two before I started bowling. And so I was stuck for 2 years not doing any sport or doing anything. But like working with my dad or being outside or some shit. Riding my bike or some shit. And I had a birthday when I was in like 5th grade. I had a birthday, and it wasn't a party, but for my birthday, my parents took me bowling with them. And I threw a ball, and the way I threw it, it kind of like took off in my mind. Like, I want to do more with this. Because the way that you bowl, when you first start bowling, you just chuck the ball down the lane straight. And so with my hand, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if you like spun the ball? Because I saw a guy next to me spinning the ball, and I was like, that's kind of cool. I want to do that. And so, because I love like thinking on like how things work. So with the bowling thing, it really helped me do that. It's like, that's kind of cool. So I started holding the ball a certain way, started doing what this guy was doing. And after that night, I told my parents, I was like, is bowling like a sport? And they said, oh yeah. Bowling's a sport. You can bowl on teams and shit, just like baseball and soccer. I was like, I want to do bowling. Fuck this. I want to do bowling and shit. And so that whole summer, I practiced all the time, like any time that I could. Parents took me to the bowling, or my dad or my mom took me to the bowling alley, or I rode my bike to the bowling alley a lot. And I kept a ball that I got off at like a fucking thrift shop. You know that thrift shop or that thrift store
Twice
here?
and Nice?
Yeah, it's that house.
By Fast Stop? Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's the one by Avery's.
Oh,
By Jabot,
yeah.
that old crappy place. They always got like a bunch of cars sitting out there. But anyways, I got my first bowling ball there. It was a stupid plastic piece of junk, but I took that to the bowling alley because I had a cool design on it. That's why I wanted it. I got to see this spiral go down the lane, and I practiced a lot. And then 6th grade started, and the thing was, our junior high didn't have a bowling team until
Eighth
my
grade,
class.
right?
No, until my class got there in 6th grade. And
Oh.
luckily, my 6th grade year was the first year that the bowling team for the junior high started. So that's when I met my coach, Dan. And he showed me all this shit because he really saw that I really wanted to bowl. He saw that I practiced. And I finally got on a team and did shit. That's what I did my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade year. And then when 8th grade year hit, and like the end of its, the end of 8th grade year, my coach was like, all right, now you're getting into high school bowling. And that was when I met Coach Beck and shit. Met all these people that actually, like, these people know how to bowl. This is crazy. I thought, because I was like the only one on the fucking junior high team that actually like knew proper bowling technique, knew how to spin the ball and shit. And no one else did. So when I got to junior high or high school, there were these like seniors and juniors that knew what they were doing. I was like, whoa, this is cool. And I'm actually with people that are like either better than me or as good as me. This is crazy. And fucking freshman year stirred off. I got all these friends that are seniors. They're fucking. That was a long time ago now.
So
I met Brady when he was like really fucking good. Now bowling's been a big part of my fucking life, and that's what I'm doing now. That's all I do.
So, fuck, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, I feel like sports as an upperclassman is just better.
Yeah, definitely. When you're in junior high or like when you're younger, because when you're older, you get more freedom. You're more mature. You can think more for yourself too, and your coaches and people will let you. They let you think for yourself and express yourself. When you're younger, you can't do any of that. You don't get any options. You're just told what to do, and you have to do that.
Like being a freshman in a sport probably sucks.
No, not as much a freshman. Freshman's still fucking. Like I said, my freshman year was
I'm talking about
awesome.
being like juniors or seniors.
Fucking
Like-
yeah. When I was a sophomore, we still had bowling, even in COVID, but we had to wear masks and shit. It was still fucking awesome. I bowled my first 300 in competition and everything. So, like I said, bowling really stirred off for me. Even when I was younger, that's been everything for me. That's been awesome.
You think you're gonna get more?
What?
You think that you'll get more?
Get more? What do you mean?
Like 300s?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get another one this year. I'm sure.
What's the school record?
For 300s?
Mm-hmm.
1
Just one?
by me. I'm school history.
Really?
Waterloo High School history. I'm the first one on the team to get a 300. I did it my sophomore year. None of the seniors and shit could do that. But, Carl,
Mm-hmm.
so I've gotten 2 300s. I got one in competition and one in, like, practice when I'm, like, just bowling with my friends around a league, so it doesn't count. I bowled a 300 my summer before freshman year, and I bowled a 300, and that was the first one I bowled. And then I didn't bowl anything else that freshman year. I bowled good, but I didn't bowl any 300 or anywhere near it. Sophomore year started. I was bowling awesome. I bowled a fucking 300 in competition. Now, last year, my sophomore year, Carson Harwell, he was not that good at bowling at first. He bowled on the junior high team, but he wasn't that good. I taught him to bowl my way, my two-handed way. I taught him how to bowl, how to hook the ball, how to read the lanes and shit. He's now, last year, I taught him my freshman year, basically. And, Gavin Joles, I taught him how to bowl as well. Now they're both good. They're on the varsity team right now with me. Well, anyways, Carson Harwell's also bowled through 2 300s. He bowled, both of them didn't count, though. He bowled one in league and he bowled one in practice. I saw the one in league that he did. But he was there for both of my 300s, I think. But I was only there for one of his. Now, Gavin Joles, he also bowled a 300. So my freshman year, I bowled my first 300. Sophomore year, I bowled my second one. Carson Harwell's sophomore year, he bowled both of his 300s. But both of them were in practice, so they don't count.
Dang.
Gavin Joles. Well, I say league should count because you're bowling with a bunch of people still that are actually bowling and going for score and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that does count, so I think Carl's did count. Now, this year, Gavin Joles bowled his first 300 in league. So I think it should count, but technically it doesn't. So now all three of us, coolest. I like to give myself credit for it. I'm sorry. Carson Harwell is good enough to think for himself. Like my freshman year, I was trying to give him all these tips. Like when we were bowling on the team, I was trying to tell him like, no, you gotta do this for this. And he's like, all right, thanks, and But now, like I don't try to do any of that shit for him. He doesn't want it, and it's cool because he knows his stuff now. So I like to give myself credit that I taught Carson, and I also taught Gavin. Now they're really good bowlers. I'm sorry. I like to give myself credit for that. It's a little bit much, but I don't care. And yeah, I kind of was. I don't want to teach anyone else though. Fuck that. That was too hard. And yep.
Man, but
Pretty awesome.
School in general with sports, but that's crazy that. So, are you the first in Waterloo bowling to score 300?
For the Waterloo High School, I am the first person on the team for the high school bowling team to bowl a 300. Now, there was to bowl a 300 while I'm bowling in a match or in practice or something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was a kid, I don't know how long ago, that bowled a 300 with the team, but it was for like a separate thing. It wasn't for high school. They were doing like a tournament or some shit outside of high school. That didn't count though. But I was the first person to bowl a 300 on the team in a match or in practice or in a tournament for the team. Now, Brady Stumpf, he's bowled, I think, he said he's bowled like three 300s. But all of them have been in practice. He's bowled 2 300s that he did like in a game by himself. Like he just like, the thing about bowling, if you bowl by yourself, you're gonna bowl it like 20 times better than if you're bowling with other people. Because when you bowl with other people, you bowl a frame, then you have to wait your turn for the next frame.
Mm-hmm.
When you bowl by yourself, you can throw frame after frame after frame, like in a matter of seconds. And so if you throw a shot down the lane, you get a strike. That's your line. You can immediately hit that line again because you're going up in a matter of seconds. You can immediately hit that line again because you're not tired. You don't have to wait. You don't forget it. You can easily do that. Brady's done 2 of those. He's done another 300 in league though, and he was doing real good and shit. And I know he can bowl another 300. He gets real close all the time, but yeah, he just gets unlucky sometimes, as most bowlers do. But yeah, he's bowled more 300s than me. Other than him, I don't know anyone else other than any of my other friends that have bowled 300. Even in practice, I don't think so.
You know what your brother should do? Wrestling.
He should. I think he should. He needs to do something that's more exhilarating and less expensive. Because damn, he does baseball and he doesn't want to play for the team, for the high school team, and he wants to do like these separate off, traveling teams. But it's not good because it's so damn expensive. And Jake, I'm sorry, he's just not. Not that he's not. No, it's not that he's not good enough. He just doesn't have enough time to practice. If he plays for the fucking high school, it's a lot less expensive, and he can learn shit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He doesn't want to do that. I don't know why.
I don't know much about the football, or not football. What the fuck? The baseball coach and organization for Waterloo, but I bet it's all right.
I know it's all right. I don't know why you wouldn't want to. He says it's probably because he doesn't know anybody. But that doesn't make sense because I didn't know anybody when I joined the bowling teams. I didn't know anybody when I joined the high school team. And how do you think I got rides to everywhere? Because I met people, I met seniors and juniors that would give me rides to shit. And that was mainly because of the bowling team. He can do the same thing. Well, he can drive now, but like there's times where he can't drive. He can call someone up that can drive.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do to get all of my matches, to get to all of my practices. I had one senior, Josh fucking Mack. He was a fucking god, bro. I appreciate Josh. If you're listening to this, I appreciated every fucking thing you did, bro. Second, that I was a junior or a freshman, you hated me, but you also loved me. It was a love-hate relationship. We clicked. When I walked into my first thing of practice, or at the tryouts for the high school team, I walked in with my bowling bag and everything, walked in the doors, and I was singing like loud. I was like singing out loud one of like what is it? the band that Jack Black and Kyle Gass are in. What is it called? Tenacious D. I was singing a Tenacious D song, Tribute.
Okay.
One of their greatest songs. You probably don't know what it is, but
Alright.
it's funny. I was singing it out loud, and Josh Mack, he was standing there at the lanes, like about to bowl, and he turns around, he hears me singing it, and he starts singing it with me. And everyone starts singing it. And immediately there, me and him clicked, and now he took me to like everything. He offered me rides, paid for shit. He was so fucking awesome, bro. I appreciated everything he did.
Man, I feel like every freshman had that cool ass senior friend.
Yeah, they need to.
If you're a freshman and don't have a senior friend, you need one.
Yeah.
Mine was Blake. I'm pretty sure I talked about Blake before. And
Blake,
no, I bet I could find his Instagram name.
not Stevens.
No.
No. Blake, I don't know who Blake is. He was probably a kid I just don't know.
He was a menace. Rice, it's Reisner. Or, yeah.
Risner, I don't know.
Risner. It
What
was
does he look
this kid.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah.
Not personally, but I know the
Only
kid.
if you guys
He was
could
a senior
see.
last year, wasn't
No, he was a senior when
he? Freshman?
we were freshmen, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
And he just thought I was a fucking menace.
I don't know if you were.
But
nice.
I
You were
was just
retarded.
I was just retarded.
You were just stupid, I think.
Yeah, I just did dumb
Yeah, I was
shit.
the same way, because all freshmen are.
Dude, freshman year, detentions after detentions.
Fuck. I had 14 detentions from only one teacher. My freshman year. It was from Miss Stewart, because she was a bitch. Fucking hate her.
Bro, until I like 45 detentions, bro.
Well, I said I had 14 with just her. I mean, I had maybe like 5 others. That was about it.
No, I don't even know why I was late. I'm looking back at me being a freshman. I don't know why I was late.
You don't even remember why I was late?
Because I knew I always tried to get to class.
I didn't want to run. If I had to run to class, I'm not running to class. I'm just going to take detention or tell them that I can't. I'm not running to class. If there's a point in your high school career where you actually have to run to class, don't. Just don't fucking run to class, because then you look like a fucking nerd. And two is like, if you have to run to class, then it's not working out for you. Then it's not supposed to be your class. You need to switch classes or some shit. So I didn't do that because I didn't know how. I didn't even know you could do that. I thought you had to take that class then because you picked it. But now my sophomore year, I changed the class because I had to go from band to like math, and they're on two opposite ends of the school. And I found myself having to run to class, and I was like, this ain't working. So this year I don't have to do anything. All my classes are all right next to each other, which is perfect.
Yeah, I'm in. Now, I go on the other end of the school a lot, but I don't know why. Like I said, I'm always on time. I'm never late. Freshman year, I was just always fucking late.
You don't even remember
I
why.
I don't know why.
I was only late to one class, and that was about it. Never late to any other class.
I'm trying to think of what class I was even late to.
Do you know what, like, time of the day?
It was
I was late to lunch.
every day, bro.
That's the only thing. Lunch, you can't be late to lunch.
I was late to literally every class, I feel like. At least five times.
That's probably because you decided, instead of going straight to your class, like going down this hallway, you decided to like walk with me or one of your friends all the way around the building. Just
That's
all the way
what
around
I
the building.
did.
And then
you
I'm
just
like,
brought back
you would just walk,
so many
I'm
memories.
just saying, like, you would just walk with me to one of my classes, and I'm just like, John, don't you have to go to class? Like, oh yeah, bye. And then you would just walk. I wouldn't see you run to class. You would just walk to your class, which is on the other side of the building, because you would walk with me.
And then you hear the fucking bell ring.
And I would hear the bell ring right when I got to class. I'm like, John, don't you get to class? And they're like, oh shit, yeah.
I forgot, bro.
That's why you were late, because you were trying to walk with your friends instead of the class.
I didn't care.
That's
And
cool.
like,
it's not like it affected you.
It
You
didn't.
could skip your detentions, and they don't care. Like, the only thing that they'll do is, like, if you skip like 5 detentions or some shit, they'll suspend you. And they say, like, if you skip detention, we just add them on to the end of the year. And then I'm like, what are you gonna do if I skip all my detentions? And then you send them to the end of the year, and then I just don't attend those, and then it's summer break. You can't do anything. You can't add that on the next year. You can't give me summer school for it. It's not like you can do anything for it. It's just that they just look down. They just look on you like, well, I don't like this kid now. It's like,
the school I don't know what's called them, owners? No, staffs. The school staff, especially I don't want to say the principal, but I'm going to say the principal,
Assistant
vice
principals,
principal.
yeah.
Says all of them who associate
Run the office.
with the school. They don't give two shits about us.
That's for sure. They say that children are their priority, keep them safe and shit. It's not. It's just to make themselves look better, to make the school board look at them like, okay, this is a good school, they're good teachers and shit. They don't care about the children. I don't think that's true either.
No, they just tell you what to do, and if you say why,
yeah, if you don't, you can't ask anything. It's stupid.
they won't tell you.
They
Oh,
just say,
it's
like, well,
because every other school does.
It's because the other schools do this. Because the school board tells us to. I personally can't run that way. I have to have a reason why to do something. If somebody tells me, like, that's why I love my job so much. You do stuff because there's a reason for it.
See, and I think if high school was any longer, I would drop out.
Yeah, if it went on for 5 years, fuck that.
5 or 6, dude. Yeah, I'm dropping out. Get my GED. That only takes 2 years, cause.
It's crazy,
right? Doesn't GED only take 2 years?
You can be a sophomore and drop out of high school with your GED.
I mean, if you honestly, I think if you drop out of high school, in general, I think you're making a very bad mistake.
Yeah, I don't agree with dropping out.
I think unless you can do it.
Like if you have all the requirements for college
because
or stuff like that.
There's people who's dropped out their GED and making 6 figures.
I get that, but that's certain people.
And that's a high risk.
That's damn high risk. As that younger kid too, you can ruin your life.
You gotta work hard. You gotta have your life.
I think
out.
you need a high school career.
Yes.
I think you need a high school memory. It's also for the memories. You have friends. You have high school events and shit.
See
that shit. You can remember, and then you grow up. You're like, at least I had high school.
There's
like if you don't go to college or anything, you can say, well, at least I had high school.
There's another thing that we need to look about for high school is not the social part, but we just need that paper, man.
To say that you went to high school.
Yeah, that's all we need. Everything else, that's what my parents have said.
Because when you turn 18, you can do anything you want.
School is shit. They aren't teaching you right, but you need that degree to make it out into the real world.
I don't agree with school. I don't agree with how school works, because people have made so many mistakes back in the day, and that's why school is so damn strict now.
Most parents don't agree with school.
No, because it was so much different when they were kids. The way that I think that school is the way it is now is because when school first became a topic, when school was actually a thing.
School was in its prime.
Well, no. Like, how long has school been a thing? It's been a thing since,
20s, 1920s.
Dude, school.
Yeah, what about...
People back in the 1700s went to school. School.
Wait,
Do you know how long school's been a thing?
Oh, dude.
I'm saying that when school first became a thing, it was so much like, okay, we're just teaching you this shit, and you go do your thing. We're just teaching you this. We don't have to. There's no rules or anything. You either come to class or you don't. That was for school. Now, so many people made so many mistakes. Like students made so many mistakes, and so they had to make rules for those mistakes. Every time every time a student or kid or teenager was able to work around a rule and still not break the rule, but still get the shit done easier, schools had to make rules for that. And so by the time that it became to the 1900s, school was at a point where they thought that they've covered everything, because students can work around things. They can break the system without breaking the rule, and schools figure that out, and then they got to make a rule for them. That's why school now is so shit, because you can't do anything or get away with anything. And then when you do, you ask why. They don't have a reason why. Because back in the day, they made that rule for some other reason. And then fucking teachers now, they have no reason, because that's just in the rule book. And then because the rule book says, well, why does it say that? It's like, I don't know, that's not my problem. And they fucking get on your case. And then you get a detention for asking them why. And getting them pissed off about it, because they don't even know why. That's why school's so fucking stupid. And there's some teachers that understand that. Like Palmer, they understand that. They get that. And they try to work around it. They try to work with you. And then there's teachers that don't get it, and they do what they're told, and they give the fucking students the hellish life. They make life hell in school. And that's what pisses me off. It's like, that's what makes me want to get out of school.
I'm just like,
I
dude,
need high school.
I just want to wear my hat.
Yeah, I just want to wear my hat to school. Like, what the fuck, man? Because some kids made mistakes. Why do you have to punish everyone for it? Like, come on, man. I will let you check me every day if I can wear a hat. If that lets me wear a hat, you have to check me every day, top to bottom. I don't care. If that allows me to wear a hat for the day, I don't care.
Take off your pants.
No, not my pants. Just check me. Like, feel like an airport fucking check. That's okay. I don't care. As long as I can wear my hat, you can do that. I don't care.
It's just like, Adam, we need to search you every day.
I told them I'll pay a fee or some shit if you let me wear my hat, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I said that. They're like, no, we're not doing that. It's like, why? Why not? What the hell's the problem? It's like, I can't do that. It's like, sure you can. Sure you can. You can do that. You'll be fine. But whatever. It just makes them look bad.
And then, the biggest issue I have with Waterloo and Holden. Do you know who Holden is?
Coach Holden?
Yes. He completely agrees with this
he's the soccer
topic.
coach, ain't he?
Yeah, I've been for a style. And I'm whispering
cool.
inside the mic because what I'm about to say is going to get you very, very mad. People, if you can't wear hats, then people shouldn't be able to wear bunny ears or tail.
I agree.
And Holden is completely on board with that.
There's chicks that can wear wigs.
And it's just like...
You can't wear a hat? I even wear my hat backwards so you can see me.
Yeah.
I'm not like trying to hide anything. I just want to wear a fucking hat. And some people like say, well, some teachers say it's like, well, it's for respect. You know, my parents say, you know, it could be for, there's a certain saying that goes around like no cover under cover. Like no cover under cover. So no hats under a building or inside. Mm-hmm. It's like, but that still doesn't make any sense. Some people for the jobs have to wear cover under cover. Like, what the fuck, man? I don't get that. But then, you know, on days like they don't even allow it for like holiday like dress ups. You can wear hats and shit. They're for Halloween this year. You weren't allowed to wear hats or anything to cover your head. There were chicks that were wearing like wigs for Halloween. Dress up day. Like, you can allow that, but you can't allow me to fucking wear a hat. They're doing the same thing.
It's literally just something you put on top of your head.
Yeah.
Backwards.
Yeah. You wore a cap for a little bit, and you can't, like, what's wrong with that? I still don't see a problem. See, I see a problem. They originally said, like, for gangs and shit. I'm wearing a goddamn Rule King hat. How's that a gang?
That's
fucking Kyle Johnson wore a do-rag. I agree, like, okay, some people wear do-rags, but the original reason for a do-rag is for waves. For your hair, to keep your hair protected. Mm-hmm. That's okay. But then people started wearing it as a sign, as a gang sign, or for gang, because that's what they're used to. That is okay. I don't care if you cut that out of the system. If I wore a fucking red hat that said "Make America Great Again," that's being political. That's a reason for teachers to say, okay, you can't wear that. That's a reason. That's okay. But there's no reason why I can't wear a fucking hat that has a Philmont Scout and a New Mexico symbol on it, and it's a Rule King hat, and it's green. Like, there's nothing against that.
Hey, gang, bro. I guess.
I'm wearing a green hat. That's part of a gang. No, it's a green Rule King hat. It says Rule King on it. It says the fucking America's Farm and fucking Home Store. That's all it says on it.
You know what word you say a lot?
Huh?
Fuck.
I do say fuck a lot.
Like, you say fuck too, like, a lot. When you're reading off the fucking words of your hat, you said fuck like 4 times.
And that wasn't... No, I curse a lot when I get pissed. When I'm saying a lot of shit and I'm getting worked up in a sentence or in a fucking saying, I say fuck a lot. But what's the problem? What's the problem with curse words?
I don't know.
I say that if you say frick, you're giving the same amount of feeling towards that word as fuck. It's just that fuck is looked down upon because people has meant it for something else. Like, fuck was a curse word before fuck was a sexual word.
So,
like,
no, I have a question for you. And that's a question that I want to ask myself. I'm about to. So, I was just gonna take a religious turn, but not too far. You know,
I
not
don't want
not
to go into
arguing.
religion, but okay.
We aren't. So, you know, in the Bible it says, "I shall not sin,"
Yeah.
and like one of them is like, "I shall not curse."
Cursing is a sin.
How? Why?
Well, cursing.
What makes it a sin?
Well.
How is it a sin? All right, no. Tell me how. How is saying shit?
No,
a sin?
dude, the Bible didn't have shit or fuck as curse words. They were different words. They were actual words that meant something. That was cursing. Fuck didn't originally mean anything. That was just a word created by like
a man.
Newer generations. Yeah? Yeah, it was just created by a man. They created these certain words to like work past actual words that meant something. So they came up with shit, fuck, damn, bitch, shit like that. You know? I just said shit like that as if it was normal, bro. Like,
and
there's
then
no reason against it because people just wanted to come up with different words for it, so now they're illegal to say. Like, come on.
and now it's just like
You can't say them in school. Like, who fucking cares? I could say frick to a teacher with the same amount of enthusiasm.
frick
same,
you.
Yeah, I could say that with the same amount of fucking feeling as fuck. But if I say fuck or shit, that's you can't say that. You get in trouble for it.
So do you?
I could say like there's a bunch of crap on the ground. Teachers are okay with it. Teachers say it. But if I say there's a bunch of shit on the ground, I could say that with less fucking meaning towards it too. But they get mad at me for it. It's so stupid.
I just didn't think you have a potty mouth.
I don't care. I'd rather have a potty mouth than a clean mouth.
Really?
It shows who I am. If I try to have a clean mouth, I'm fake. That's being fake. That's not me.
I got it.
If I'm trying to like cut down my cursing, that's being fake. I want to show who I really am. If who I am and really am is cursing a lot, fuck it.
Hey man, I agree, man. Guys, before we filmed this podcast, I was so tired. I was literally falling asleep in the chair. I was nodding back and forth.
Yeah, we were sitting down watching ASDF movie.
Guys,
and
listen.
You were sleeping, bro. I had to wake you up, and then I was like, "Okay, it's time."
I was literally
it's time to start this
sleeping
podcast
with my eyes open.
You were just nodding off. I was like, "Okay, it's time to get this podcast done." Before you actually fall asleep, I'm too tired.
Because I don't know. I woke up early. After this podcast, I'm probably gonna hit the hay.
That's okay.
I fixed my sleep schedule up a little bit. What time is it? 8:34. Yeah, I'm gonna be like 9:30, 9:30.
We started this at about 7:15. It's been a while. It's almost time to close this up.
I agree. Well, I guess we should close it off now.
Yeah, man. We talked about a hell of a lot of stuff. I think this is one of our best podcasts because now this was definitely relatable for some viewers. Talking about fucking video games when we first grew up with them. How all this shit came out when we were
How
young.
to manage sports. And
how to manage fucking stocks.
Stocks.
We got into that shit, dude. Do you remember that time when we were at that chick's house in Belleville or in Millstadt?
I'm pretty sure it was like one of our first times like actually hanging out with each other.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah. And you drove me there with Avery and shit. Yeah. And we just
It was Ethan's mom.
Not with Ethan's mom, with Ethan.
Oh yeah.
Ethan, you took me and Ethan to this chick's house. And shit, yeah. You remember?
Yeah.
And I rode with you, me and Ethan rode with you. Or some shit to this chick's house. And chick was inside with the chicks in her room and shit. And there was this other kid there. And Avery was there too. Yeah. And anyways, they were inside with them. And me and you decided to walk out on the porch before it was getting dark.
I don't know.
And we sat out there on the steps and we just talked about life, bro.
We did go on a walk too.
Yeah, for a while. I was like, "You want to get up and walk?" And you're like, "Sure." And we went on a walk. And then we went up to, like, we walked down the street, down this neighborhood, turned around, came back, sat on the steps and talked more until the girls came out. And then one girl left, and then
we decided, her dad had nice cars, I'm pretty sure, right?
I don't remember that. But
no.
I don't remember it. Some memories are a little hazy, but
I remember doing a front flip on a trampoline.
I don't remember the trampoline. I remember that I was doing something and then I met up with you guys. Because we walked down to the junior high or to their school. And we played basketball, or we would like hang it like we were in the hallways throwing the ball around.
Oh yeah!
You remember that?
My gosh!
We were just throwing the basketball around, and I was like, we were like real skeptical because we were doing it around all these trophy cases and shit. We didn't want to hit anything because the girls were like in the fucking it was fucking.
Oh yeah,
fun.
there was people inside the school.
But they were like having a volleyball like practice or some shit.
I wonder if anyone will have said anything to us.
No, dude, wait, no. There were like some teachers walking around. They didn't care.
That's
Some
crazy.
janitors were walking around. They didn't care.
And we
walked
didn't even
around the
go
school.
to that school.
No, they didn't care. They don't fucking care. Millstat's pretty cheap. They don't care about a lot of stuff. They're pretty lenient on some shit.
Yeah, that was crazy. I think that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, dude, that
Almost
was a long
30.
time ago. But it feels like it was not so long ago.
Feels like it was a few months ago, man.
It was awesome. Well, there's another little memory for y'all, folks.
Guys, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments.
Please comment down below.
Give us hot topics. We like to
that
talk
was one of the
about
most
them.
comfortable sessions I've had, bro.
Yeah, he was.
I was laying down here in the bed just talking, bro. Like a fucking therapy session.
I was on my chair.
It's almost like you were taking notes on my therapy, bro. My therapist's like, how does that make you feel? I don't like. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that. Hope your first cup was as good as ours.
Dude, ours was awesome,
whatever you were drinking.
Jinx, you owe me
Shut
a Coke.
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That's a good time to end it. Okay.
But I hope you guys have a good day at school or a good night before you're about to go to bed. This was
Or have a good shower.
Good shower. If you're taking almost a 2 hour shower, you might need help.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh my god.
Fucking sitting there in the shower. Okay, we can't get into this more shit. Let's fucking end this. My name's been Adam. This is John.
And we are out. Peace
Your
out.
first cup, bro. Good morning.